This is the only time the wave works in baseball. The only time. Every other time, I'm shutting it down.
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and the NBA offseason has been a bit quieter than usual this past month. Maybe a little too quiet if you ask James Harden. Because earlier this morning, he dropped a bombshell during an Adidas media event in China.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of again. Thank you, man.
But you know what? His beard is so full that it almost looks like somebody could be dubbing his voice over his lips. You know what I mean? Like, I had to make sure this is really James Harden and this is exactly what he was saying. Is that his voice for real? And there are so many layers to this. Not only do Morey and Harden have a relationship that spans over a decade, but for Harden to eviscerate him in China just a few short years after Morey's comments about Hong Kong caused a firestorm in China and for the NBA, pours even more salt in the wound.
Any more questions? You good?
Yes, James, we have so many questions. But since we don't have him on hand to answer them, we're going to give you some of the answers to the questions as to how we got to this point. It was just 3 years ago Harden forced his way out of Houston to Brooklyn, where he left us with another memorable media moment.
This situation is crazy. You know, it's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, yeah, thanks.
Harden had immediate success with his new super team in Brooklyn and played well in the playoffs despite dealing with a hamstring injury. He also turned down a 3-year, $161 million extension to try and land a 4-year, $223 million extension with the Nets after 2022. However, in that next season, with Kyrie Irving missing extended periods of time due to his vaccination status or lack thereof, Harden had enough of the dysfunction in the Nets organization and forced his way back to Morey, who was now at the helm in Philly. After joining Philly, Harden took a $15 million pay cut last season to help Morey sign PJ Tucker and Daniel House, with the rumor being that he and Morey had a handshake deal for him to make that money back in a long-term deal in 2023. But after Philly suffered a second consecutive second-round exit with their new dynamic duo of Harden and Joel Embiid, with Harden also struggling for the second consecutive year in the playoffs, Morey apparently went back on that handshake agreement, leading Harden to request his third trade in 3 years at the end of June. Morey agreed to search out a trade after Harden agreed to pick up his $35 million option in June. But no team has met their steep asking price, including the Clippers, where Harden reportedly wants to go. Woj reported that just this past weekend, that Philly was planning on bringing him to training camp before the start of the season anyway, so things could get even more awkward or spicy. You know we'll have the latest as this story develops. The NFL season is right around the corner, and this past week we got our first taste of league-wide game action with preseason opening. Time to check in on our Canadians south of the border. For the most part, it was a pretty pedestrian week for Canucks in the preseason. 2023 draft pick Chase Brown had 45 yards from scrimmage on 11 touches. Chuba Hubbard took 4 carries from 9 yards. John Mechie and Jared Wayne each had a catch for the Texans, while N'Keal Harry snagged 2 for the Vikings, including this beauty. However, the real Canadian superstar from the NFL weekend was undoubtedly Nathan Rourke. Rourke had the highlight of the entire weekend when he fought off 4 pass rushers and completed a touchdown pass to Quadri Olesen on 3rd and 16. This was Rourke's best play from a day, in which he completed 9 passes on 17 attempts for 153 yards and a touchdown. He also rushed 6 times for an additional 20 yards and another tutty. While Rourke may be a new name to NFL fans, CFL fans know his name very well from his time with the BC Lions. Rourke fully broke out in 2022 when he put up over 3,000 passing yards with a CFL record completion percentage of 78.7%. While his season was derailed with a Liz Frank sprain, he did enough to earn workouts with 7 NFL teams and eventually signed a 3-year contract with the Jags. Maple syrup shots on us, Nate. Now, the NHL regular season is still almost 2 months away, but child players know the season really starts on the day we find out the video game will actually be released. And while that won't be until Wednesday morning, we get a little amuse-bouche until then, as the cover athlete was revealed just a few short hours ago. And with so much mystery surrounding it, some of the best players in the league and potential candidates to be on the cover weighed in on who they'd like to see grace the cover.
Who would you want to see on the cover of NHL 24?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it again. I'll go for the hat trick if they want me.
Definitely that, like, one of the young guys would be cool.
Jeff Skinner.
Maybe one of my brothers, Jack or Luke, and together in New Jersey, that'd be a cool one. Kucherov, I really like. He's a sick player.
I'd love to be on it myself, so hopefully me one day.
Cale Makar. McKinnon's got that one for sure.
Crosby.
Has Sid ever been on one?
I think it'd be cool to see maybe an old school edition. Maybe have Wayne on there or something like that again. That'd be kind of cool.
You know what, Asti? I would like to see a hat trick with you on it too. Okay, I'm just seeing this for the first time, so we have a legit reaction, okay? Some of y'all in the comments say my reactions are fake. No, we keep it real around here. Okay, we love Cale. Honestly, couldn't have happened to a nicer kid, eh? We love Cale Makar. It's Cale Makar. I wonder if Nathan McKinnon's a little jelly though. Time now for For the Win, presented by DoorDash. The Baltimore Orioles are the feel-good story of the MLB season. Well, maybe not if you were their randomly suspended commentator, Kevin Brown, but their young and exciting team is leading the beastly AL East. And they may have actually done the Jays a favor for once this weekend. Not only did they take 2 of 3 from the Red Hot Mariners, but it was the way in which they did so. After a 10-inning, 1-0 shutout on Saturday, Cedric Mullins put on an even more impressive show yesterday.
Shrimp. Grants into center field. Hit well. Hit deep. Mullins!
He got it! He got it!
Cannot be serious!
Oh my gosh!
He cannot have just done that!
Mullins with an electric catch to rob a game-tying homer from Ty France. The Orioles would cough up a homer 2 pitches later, but his catch meant they got to see extra innings for a second straight day. And he made sure they made it count.
And Mullins drives this one into right field. That's a fair ball. That is deep. That is out of here. Cedric Mullins robs a home run. Cedric Mullins hits a home run. And the Orioles are back in front.
Are you kidding me? Cedric this is probably the greatest 2 half innings I've ever seen a player have.
That homer would be the difference, as Mullins saves the game and wins it. Also nice to see Kevin Brown back on those calls. I still don't really understand the intricacies of why he was taken away for a little while. I think it's a little sus, okay? It's a little suspicious, if I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. Good to have you back, Kevin. That's all for today. We'll see you at Pick and Roll 3 Eastern. No Pacific! Have a good one.